Good evening and welcome to this live on Thursday, the 30th of March 2023.
Yes, good evening, everyone. As you can
Apologies for
see,
not being on screen tonight because I'm feeling as rough as, well, not quite as rough.
Roger's
Perhaps feel a
backside.
little better. I've been,
Yeah,
I've just gone down with a sudden cold. I had a sore throat from like Friday onwards, then that
Oof.
just kind of disappeared a little bit. Then all of a sudden, Tuesday evening time just hit me like
ton of
a
bricks.
ton of bricks.
Yeah, it's fair enough then, mate. That's fair enough. So yeah, everyone's got.
It's my first day back at work today, but I just haven't got the energy to do it.
It's fair enough. Yeah, so we've got some bits on Storm. I think it's Storm Mathis or Mathis, as named by the Meteo France. A few bits on that, and I believe Michael's got some bits on the GFS for the weekend, and maybe even beyond if we can get that far.
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
We'll see how we go. So we will crack straight on because we're going to do the photos like we're going to do them more on a Sunday now.
Yeah.
So I've kind of glued that into the schedule. So
Yeah.
So what we'll do.
It's gonna be a busy Sunday with the March stats, but we'll go through to that on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So if we go to, we'll go to the Met Office first and see what they're saying, and then we'll go to Meteo France.
Yeah, I've looked at the weather warnings. I would probably suggest actually.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're on the screen. Oh, you have.
So as you can see, there is a yellow wind warning. I don't expect it to get upgraded, but it's saying strong winds may affect parts of southern England and South Wales during Thursday evening and Friday morning. Further details. Excuse me. A deep area of low pressure is expected to move eastwards across southern Britain during Thursday evening and Friday morning, bringing spells of strong southerly winds, then a lull followed by strong west and northwesterly winds. There is uncertainty over the track and depth of this low, and this affects how strong the wind will be. That we will come to very shortly. It is likely that coastal areas will see 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts, with a low probability of 70 mile an hour over exposed hills and headlands, with winds probably peaking after they veer west or northwesterly. So that's as the low moves eastwards on the western flank of that is where the strongest of the winds will be, most likely. Anyway, this could lead to some disruption in places, along with the strong winds. We will also see heavy rain overnight clearing as the low progresses eastwards. I did put a few bits up about that earlier after the storm was announced. So after the live stream, please do refer back to that regarding, winds and stuff like that. Right. So I believe this covers up to tomorrow. Yes, 12 o'clock tomorrow. So that's when that runs out. Just double check to see. I know there is one for Friday, but I just want to make sure it's the same one. It is. Yes. Oh, hang on. There's a rain warning. Hello.
Yeah.
We do have a rain warning. I do apologise. Proves how much I've been lacking today, but been a lot going on. Heavy rain leading to some travel disruption and a chance of some flooding in a few places from 6 o'clock tomorrow to 1800 hours British summer time. Here we go. So let's go further down. So that's mostly over the moors and into some parts of Cornwall and probably over Dartmoor, Exmoor, like I say, Plymouth into Torquay as well. Maybe even the Met Office might get a bit of rain as well. Let's have a look at the details. So it says, following recent wet weather, further rain is expected on Thursday night and through Friday. This will be persistent and at times heavy, with 15 to 25 millimetres of rain fairly widely across Devon and Cornwall. These accumulations are likely to bring areas of standing water and a chance of some flooding on Friday. The rain will then likely slowly ease during Friday evening. As usual, medium likelihood, low impact. So that's alongside the wind warning, which expires at, I think, 12 o'clock tomorrow. Just double check. I don't know. Yeah, 12 o'clock tomorrow. So that's that. Let's see what Storm Mathis is up to. This is from Météo France. So I've actually managed to get it translated thanks to Edge. And as it says there, Storm Mathis, strong winds expected over a large northern half of France. Due to the passage of the storm named Mathis, strong winds are expected from tonight until tomorrow evening over a large northern half of the France. You've got to remember, this has been translated from French. So there's going to be a few, shall we say, glitches in the matrix. The first impacts of Mathis will be felt on Thursday evening on the tip of Brittany. I bet she'll love that. It is then La Manche and Pas-de-Calais placed in orange wind alert, which will be affected at the end of the night and the morning for La Manche, and in the middle of the day and afternoon for Pas-de-Calais. Gusts of wind up to 100 kilometres an hour are expected in the interior of these areas, and up to 120 kilometres per hour on coasts. So it could be around about the same as what we're getting, about 60, 70, 80 mile an hour winds. After the passage of the cold front, a very active tail will affect almost all departments located above Bordeaux, Lyon, Mulhouse line, and may locally generate intense stormy showers with very strong wind gusts. Faced with the dangers of this wind, it is mainly recommended to protect your home and property exposed, the usual stuff. The weekend promises to be less disruptive, with, however, some more marked and lasting rainy passages in the Pyrenees. So that's the write-up from Météo France. They're the ones who named this storm. As you can see, there's kids can get blown away, branches, tiles getting ripped off, and trees going over, and possible cars and stuff like that. It's above 90 miles.
Yes, don't forget to tie your kids down.
Yeah, don't forget to tie your kids down. Yeah, you might get away with it in France, but not in this country. So yeah, that's the write-up from Météo France. Like I say, I got it translated. So, right, let's go and have a look at see where Storm Mathis is right now. And there we go. So you can see it's quite lovely. It was a lovely defined swirl earlier, but it's become a little bit more ragged now as it's approaching land. But I do like this.
It's matured now from what it was earlier in the day.
Yeah, it had a really good defined eye earlier. It still has, really. There's a bit of an eye here, but it's no hurricane or anything. It's just a what's the word? Extracyclonic or whatever it's called.
It's gone through a cyclogenesis.
That's the one, cyclogenesis. So it's crossed over. It come out of the United States. I think it was the day before yesterday. As a cluster of thunderstorms.
A couple of days ago, then it crossed the jet stream.
Yeah,
and
got stuck in the jet and then
left exit.
Come out on the left exit, as the Met Office would say, which is usually the strongest part of the jet, and hence why this has developed the way it has. See if we've got any comments. We've no comments as of yet. Come on, people, we're waiting. Anyway, so this is. There's a lot of disagreement at the moment regarding the track of this storm. Some have it going roughly along the parallel of the M4, like I said earlier, but some have it down here, some have it up here. It's all dependent on its approach, really. And currently it's meant to, looking like it'll, in my opinion, go this way across southern parts, like is due to do anyway. Right, I'm going to shut up and bring you the UKV. Share this tab. There we go. So, as you can see there, we've had quite a lot of showers this afternoon. Quite a lot up here in West Yorkshire, actually. I don't know what it was like down where you are, Michael. Was it quite showery?
Down here, to be honest, in the Midlands.
Not too bad.
I've not really as many as I was expecting, to be honest.
No, they were showing some good convergence lines. There was one just to the south of you, and then there was another one across Lincolnshire. That fired up a few.
I don't know about just after lunchtime this morning from southwest through like the M4 corridor, really.
Yeah, and like I said, there was one just around this area here, just to the south of Scunny, and that produced a bit of lightning as well. So it's been an interesting day. It's been definitely a turbulent day. And, I've had a drive in it.
Yeah.
I didn't mind. Quite torrential at times. But yeah, as you can see, them showers are clearing now. And as you can see there to the southwest, there's storm Mathis. She's where it should be, really. And just look where the eye is, like the centre of the storm, and that track. And then when Michael brings you the GFS, compare it to that. And this will show you how much, just that little bit can change a complete forecast, especially with one of these cyclogenesis storms. So as you can see there's the center of the storm, just around here. You can see there defined bands of rain passing through, and gone to 3 o'clock. So as you can see, it's just crossing into Devon and Cornwall around about 3 o'clock in the morning. To remember, the winds are on this southwestern flank here, maybe even on the southern flank of it as well. Let's have a look at the wind gusts at that time. So yeah, as you can see there, let me just drag this down a little bit. The worst of the winds are in the English Channel with this solution, with maybe 40, 50 mile an hour winds across Devon and Cornwall and into Dorset, possibly into Sussex as well, 50 mile an hour, and maybe 30 to 40 across, I say, probably Sussex and Kent, into Essex as well. And let's knock it on a couple more hours. So as you can see, that storm is really keeping the winds offshore, the worst of the winds anyway, 30 to 40 mile an hour inland. But as you can see just down here near Land's End, Liskeard, Newquay area, it's showing a 67, 76. So
yeah,
interesting to see. Just drag it down a little bit more so people can see. So yeah, as you can see there, just around this area here, Cornwall, around 60 to 70 mile an hour, but still could change. Them winds could even be up here by tomorrow morning, or even in Wales. So yeah, that's at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll just go back to the mean sea level pressure, so you can see where the so you can see there's the centre of the low, just passing over the Bristol Channel at that time. You can see there's a squeeze in the isobars, possibly bringing 70 mile an hour winds. Precipitation and cloud. So yeah, as you can see, it becomes a little bit more ragged as it comes across land. Still minimums. Here we go. So it's going to be actually quite a warm night, considering 9/10s quite widely. Back to that one. I'll move into tomorrow. As you can see, the storm does look like it restarts to start have a second burst of energy there, trying to reform itself, maybe as it's riding the jet during the rush hour tomorrow across southern areas. Let's go to 9 o'clock. Let's have a look at the winds at that time, because obviously that's when people are taking the kids to school and going to work and stuff like that. So, silly me. Right, so across a good part of, there we go. Let's go back over here. There we go. Good part of Devon and Cornwall, 50, maybe even 60-mile-an-hour winds. Southern coastal areas, 40 to 50 mile an hour, but really anywhere south of the M4 is going to be about 30 to 40. We've got some strong winds starting to pop up over northern England as well, possibly as the northeasterly sets up for the weekend. 30, 40 mile an hour there, so I won't be taking any drone photos. Let's go back to there. So as you can see now, Storm Mathis decides to scuttle off into the English Channel with some quite heavy showers as it exits. Still another quite defined bandy. I think this is the cold front here. Obviously, Michael will show you that on the facts charts shortly. And I'm going to just have a look through. So, yeah, some quite heavy showers, possibly thunderstorms across the south, anywhere really south of the Wash, up to the Mersey, maybe even into northern England. But, yeah, in a line pretty much from the Wirral down to the Wash. Could get some potentially heavy thundery showers. Be interesting to see the Cape on that, see if there is any Cape available. Just go forward another hour. There we go. So yeah, as you can see there, the northeasterly setting up for the weekend here with some showery rain, but it's supposed to be quite murky over the weekend. Right, so maximums. Let's have a look. The more west you are, the more warm it's going to be tomorrow. With 13 to 14, quite possible. Oh, crikey, what have I done? There we go. Yes, right. So, yeah, 13, 14 degrees, quite possible in the Midlands up into the northwest, even into Scotland as well. But across eastern areas, 8 to 10 degrees, maybe even across Devon and Cornwall as well. So, yeah, it's really just that slice there that's quite warm and cool across eastern and northeastern areas. Right, let's go look into the weekend. See, Storm Mathis has left the building and is starting to. It looks like it gets a little bit stuck there with the with this run of the UKV, and just gives a lot of rain really. As you can see, so look, so there's a little bit of snow showing here that obviously there's colder winds coming in. Just have a quick look at the 850s. Yeah, as you can see there, the colder winds are starting to develop during the evening and night of Saturday. So here we are at 6 o'clock. That line from Storm Mathis just here, still leading back into Ireland, Wales, into Somerset, possibly into Hampshire, places like that. There might be a bit of drizzly rain across eastern areas as that northeasterly wind sets up. And just a quick look, see where the colder air is. So that colder air is more to the north. I'm going to have a quick look at the minima. Not too cold, but frost across Scotland, and the higher ground in northern England, but everywhere else, between 3 to 8 degrees, I would say, is a general rule of thumb. Let's have a quick look into Saturday, and then I'm going to pass it over to you, Michael, if that's okay.
Yeah. I've got a couple of comments at the moment. Got one from Richard saying, "Good evening from Richard. Am I the person that's watching?" Who was, but then Dan Wiggins come in and said, "Good evening, lad." Well, evening from Dan Wiggin.
Evening, everybody.
I know we've got that on screen tonight because I'm really feeling just starting. I think the other signs of getting over a bloody cold, which is crappy, really.
Yeah, it's when you feel the worst as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we can see here, the that cold front, I think it is just lingering. So that could possibly trigger a yellow warning. Maybe some flood warnings across Wales. It's been there since pretty much today. We see a bit of rain developing across North Yorkshire and up into Northumberland, really anywhere on the east coast. That's going to move inland. Might be a bit of sea threat as well, a little bit of mist, low cloud on the coasts, but to the anywhere east of the A1 really is in line for showers. Same with this cold front, it's just lagging, really lagging. Could be some heavy showers with that, maybe thunderstorms. Maximum temperatures, as you can see there, where that cold front is in mid to high single figures, between 6 and 10 degrees maybe. Really cold across Scotland for the time of year.
It's just the winter of the North Sea because that's its coldest.
Yeah, there's that threat and har. Depending on where you are, it's basically low cloud and drizzle that happens at this time of the year. As the when you get a northeasterly or an easterly, it's like it's horrible. Just soaks right through you. Anyway, so as we were, so yeah, in Scotland quite chilly, between 1 and 6 degrees, maybe a 10 over here. Ireland 7, 8, 9, 10 degrees. Between 10 and 12 across the Republic, and that Cheshire Gap effect there. Between 10 and 11, maybe even 12 into London, even across places like Dorset and Devon could see an 11 or 12 as well, but everywhere else really between 7 and 9 degrees. Obviously, the wind will take the edge off. I'm just going to go to that. It doesn't really say much. There we go. So you can see there the colder air getting mixed in would you say, I'd say getting mixed in with the
that's not it's not really cold, it's just making things a lot cooler than of late.
Yeah, it's just mixing itself in. It's getting, obviously the sun at this time of the year is quite strong. I mean, I really felt it today. And it really warms things up. So soon, in the evenings, it'll be cold. But during the day, it won't be as cold, obviously. So, yep. Right, Michael, I'm going to pass it over to you, mate.
Cheers. Another comment there from Dan saying he's had this cold for a month.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't envy you at all. It's horrible. It's just think of a life without having then colds or flus would be excellent.
Wasn't it
just the way it is?
Especially the summer colds, they are the worst ones.
And any types of cold viruses.
Yeah,
it's just
I think Dan's just come back saying it's the cough that I can't shift.
Oh, that coughs can last 3 to 4 weeks easy, usually.
Yeah, and I've only got rid of mine about a month ago. I had it for most of winter, but now I've got hay fever to look forward to. He looks rolling his eyes in the air. Right.
Okay, just have a quick look at that storm that's in the Atlantic, which starts to make inroads. This is from Sat 24. This was taken about 6:45 this evening. You can just see it just set to our west, and it's bringing the first bands of rain in from the southwest.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at it now on windy, and it's flattening out a lot now compared to that.
Yeah, if we're going to the infrared.
Yeah, you can see it flattening out.
Yeah. So that's on that loop now. It's kind of killing off the showers in a way as well.
Mm.
So that's a beautiful little swell there in the Atlantic,
Mm-hmm.
into the southwest. What I was just look at something there. So I've got the pressure. I'm double checking on the screen there. I am.
Yeah, you're on the screen.
So this is the latest pressure charts. We've got a 984 appearing now, which is down Southwest Island. So Valentia, if I pronounce that correctly, and Sherkin Island, just off the southwest coast of Ireland. And we've got 1007, well, actually in northern France there. In Le Havre, unless that's one of the Channel Islands, I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the latest temperatures. It's been quite a mild day. We've still got, where's the 14? Actually, Northern Ireland there. Eglinton. I guess that's London Delhi.
Eglinton or something. Yeah, it's in Ireland.
The lowest temperature at the minute is actually towards northern Scotland, really. Quite a few aids down your Inverbervie, Kirkwall Airport, Twicbridge and Wick.
Yeah.
And I think that must be a mistake there. Oh, that was been taken since 10 to 4 this afternoon, so might be a fault at Cosford there with their temperature thing. So yeah, we're looking at double figures most places, really, even down in the southwest. Just as you're heading towards Scotland, we'll go back down to like 9s and 8s. So across the board, we're in double figures. So look at the latest wind. Oops. Behave. There we go. It goes to 56 miles an hour, which is down in Sicily, ahead of this storm coming in. So let's have a look at the fax charts. So there's the fax charts with the storm just sitting to our southwest. That's, as Paul's shown, it's going to scoot across the southern counties, really, during the next 24 hours. But it's going to be weakening as it does so. So it's gone from a 979 and through to a 985. It's already matured before it hit the UK. If it was like I don't know what I was going to say. Sorry, guys. I need to get a lemsip down me after this live.
You need to get a whiskey down. You don't mind a lemsip.
Oh, I don't drink.
Same, mate. Don't worry.
So there's the weather fronts there through to midnight, which is the legacy of this storm here, which goes across southern counties into Northern Ireland, which then joins up with no low pressure towards the west of Iceland. With that forward 48 hours, and that weather front still sitting there, still perhaps producing some spots of rain. Maybe 1-2 places where it could be still heavy, and maybe some heavy showers, perhaps affecting the far southwest in this bit of flow here. And these weather fronts really are starting to decay as we get a ridge of high pressure moving in from the west. And we've got this cooler air coming off the North Sea. As we know, as I mentioned, the North Sea at this time of year is that is coldest, so we'll feel quite chilly, especially on the east coast there. Again, some of these weather fronts could give a few spots of rain and the isolated heavy burst here and there. And there's that ridge of high pressure building across the UK, and that weather front's still sitting there, still producing that cloud. And there's risk of a few spots of rain there. And it's still there as we're going on to Sunday lunchtime. It could be just a band of cloud by then, but we'll see close to the time. And that will take us, there we go, to Monday, the 3rd of April, with high pressure slap bang in the middle of the country. So there could be a lot of cloud trapped in this, but could be what I call dirty highways, cloud trapped underneath.
Yeah.
But in any sunshine, it might feel quite pleasant.
Yeah. The cloud might burn off, but depends what brews up overnight, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How warm it gets during the day.
We still could get a legacy of the cloud coming off the North Sea. So let's have a quick look through the GFS. I think after I've done this, I'm going to probably call it a night.
Yeah, that's fine.
It sounds like a bit of a drag queen with my voice going a little bit there. So it's the 8:50. So this shows you how warm or cold the air is aloft, which doesn't get influenced by sea or land. Hang on. Yes, sea or land. I was right there. So there's that storm crossing southern counties there through Friday. Then we'll start to pick up over easterly there, bringing in cooler air. Not that it's really cold. Then there's a high pressure building up from the west, and there's still a bit of legacy of coolness there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that battleground road between the colder air to the east and the milder air trying to push back in from the west. And it's just a case of what wind we'll wait and see close to the time.
Yeah.
We've got the high pressure again, still circulating around, really.
It's Good Friday you're up to now.
Indeedy. Then
So I was trying to pull up a bit of a southerly.
Trying to a bit of a southeasterly there that'll perhaps bring some drier air up from the southeast, and any sunshine will start to bring these temperatures up. Got the 10-degree trying to get into Normandy there. So we've got low pressure in the North Sea there. So a bit of a battleground there, really, between low pressure and high pressure. But that high pressure actually trying to go up into Greenland there, so it does bring a bit of a northerly. So that warmth doesn't quite fully make it there.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at the surface temperatures now.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of high pressure around actually on this run, which seems to be good news. We have quite a wet March. Actually did pass the 100 millimeter mark for the month late yesterday, actually. And at the end of this run, it's setting up a bit of a cold northerly coming there for.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at that on my side on the surface temperatures. It's looking quite healthy for Easter, with around about 15, 16, maybe 17 degrees at this on on the 12Z run, and then like you said, there's that colder air comes in during the 10th and the 11th.
During Friday, we're looking more or less at perhaps a few degrees lower than we've had today. But at this time of year now, if you get any prolonged sunshine, it will feel quite pleasant, really, because the sun is now about as strong as it is towards the first or second, about the first week in September, really. So it's like the sun's about as strong as it is like in the very late summer. As we head into Saturday the 1st, temperatures begin to drop in towards the east, back down to single figures with the wind coming off the North Sea. And again, Sunday, perhaps 10 to 11 degrees might be shown where there's some breaks in the cloud. And we're remaining more or less there at average, really, for the seaboard, really. And do we see that warmth come up later on in the run? I said it's just time of year, if you're getting the sunshine, there could be a lot of cloud trapped underneath. There might be some breaks there. We've got temperature up to 15, maybe 16 degrees down in the south there. Looking quite pleasant there with temperature up to 14, 15 degrees. quite widely, really.
Mm.
Oh, was it raining? Just bear with me a second.
I would imagine it is.
If I had rain, I thought it was. Oh, I've got a bit of a shower passing through actually, ahead of this system coming from the southwest. I thought, God, the fridge is making a bit of a noise, but it isn't the fridge. It is
Yeah, there's
actually
a
rain
little bit.
outside.
Yeah, a little bit of a feature just crossing over you.
Yeah,
There's a bit.
probably sounds worse than it actually is. So
Yeah,
yeah, through the Easter weekend at this stage, quite nice temperature really, up to 14, 15, 16 degrees, in sunshine. It'll feel absolutely beautiful.
yeah. Andy's just put. We've just had rain here.
I won't digress any further on this. Then temperature do seem to like drop back again. Then even by the end of that runway, they got northerly plunged temperature into single figures again. But that's such a long way off yet. If anything can happen between now and then. Let's take a look at the wind gust, especially for tonight. So it's the strongest of the winds are affecting mostly northwestern France, really. Hence why the storm's been named. So it's gale force. Was like looking at gales, the severe gales across the English Channel there. So if you're going across the English Channel tonight, while you're watching this, now it will be quite rough along the English Channel overnight tonight, across southern counties before that moves off. And that's really the last of the strong winds, I'm guessing, now for the foreseeable. Then it just calms down with all these balloons. Yeah, looking at light winds with that high pressure moving in, settling things down, making things a lot drier than it has been of late. Yeah, so definitely nothing. Last bit of wind really for quite a while. What should I take a look at next on the GFS?
Whatever you feel up to, mate.
So look at the precipitation. Obviously, it's not high resolution, so probably give indications of where things are. So this is the low pressure moving in from the southwest, giving a band of rain, and we can see that legacy of that rain still coming through southern counties, up through southwest England, up towards Ireland, and that really just seems to linger around for quite a while. Really, seems to fizzle off a bit, maybe a few shells here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we might just be left with a band of clouds. Also, we've got weather front coming in from the west there, but that seems to stall and die death really as it hits the high pressure. Then does the same thing happen again? It does indeed. So it seems to be definitely settling down for next week at this stage. Seems to be a lot of high pressure around. Yeah, seems to be a lot of high pressure around, and I've gone blank again.
It's all right. Don't worry
I'm
about
going to
it.
leave it there.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. But yeah, as you can see, the storm will pass over tonight. Probably exit around about between 9 and 12 tomorrow morning, and then there'll be a legacy of that occlusion for during the weekend, and an easterly wind setting up across northern areas, which will make it a little bit nippy, to say the least. But yeah, we will try and be on Sunday. Obviously, Michael's not feeling great, so if he isn't doing too well, we'll.
I should be back.
Should be.
I should be fine by then, mate. I'm planning to back at work by then anyway.
Yeah. No. Oh, hello. It's gone off. There we are. Jetstream's on now.
Hello. Yeah, just a quick look at that.
Yeah, we'll have a quick look at the Jetstream.
So
Then we'll
this is that
call
low
it.
pressure which has come off the north side of the jet. So yeah, then the jet stream from being flattened is start to meander really. They've got that ridge of high pressure building up. And the jets really it's in a bit of a messy position really. With that high pressure then building up over the cross through next week. And it kind of splits in the mid-Atlantic. You've got the arm that got an arm of it going towards Greenland, another arm perhaps going down to really North Africa. I forgot what it was called then. I should get that ridge building in between. That little feature come down the North Sea there, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely seems like high pressure's taking over, settling things down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we've lost him. Oh, we're back.
Oh, I didn't realise I disappeared.
Yeah, I think your internet's lagging a little bit as well.
Oh, okay.
One of us, but anyway, yeah, like I said, we'll call it a night there, and we'll have a more in-depth look at the weather for the week ahead up to Easter on Sunday evening around about 8 o'clock. But yeah, it's good night from me.
And it's definitely a good night for me.
Yeah, good night from him.
We'll try to have an update tomorrow if we can.
Yeah, we'll.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. So we'll see you Sunday for around about 8 p.m.
Yep, take care, guys. Bye.
All right, thanks for watching. Ta-ta for now.